Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from the Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Rob Podcast, to Kate the Duchess of New Jersey, to Boomer Bob, to George Fonz of the World of Blaze Podcast, to Josh from New Hampshire, to Bill of Clockwork Craft Coffee, and to Lisa. Thank you for your continued support of the show. It means the world to me that you guys want to, support me and continue to listen to my nonsense. So anyway, and yeah, there was a breath in there. I'm a little under the weather, and it's a fun little challenge for me to see if I can get all the names out in one go. So anyway, honestly, the world is at the point where it's getting to be so stupid that I don't even know where to start with what I'm going to piss and moan about tonight. The big thing that is currently rolling around in my head, and I really don't know how much I'm going to go off on this. As I've been saying, I've got a lot of other stuff going on the sidelines and behind the scenes, and I just haven't been paying that much attention to current events these days. So it's realistically, I'm going to say this like I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Go listen to World of Blaze. Go listen to Razor Wire. Get you some good information. Formulate your own opinions. Make your own ideas. Don't like I said last week. You shouldn't be taking your guiding light from some asshole on the internet, not some random schmuck, even if that random schmuck happens to be me. So, anyway, the big thing that I'm thinking about at this point is right now we are in another shutdown where the government is not paying federal employees, particularly the TSA, DHS. It's increasing travel times at airports. There's causing all kinds of shit. As per usual, the Democrats are blaming the Republicans. The Republicans are blaming the Democrats. And at the end of the day, they're all utterly fucking worthless. They don't actually do jack shit that is... I don't understand why we haven't just deposed all of these fucking assholes yet. Just, at this point, I'm in the stages of saying the quiet part out loud. Not a goddamn one of these people does anything for the American population. None of them. They're all utterly fucking worthless. They're refusing to pay TSA agents. Now, I think the TSA should be abolished to begin with. I think they're an utter waste of resources. All they do is inconvenience people and make the lines longer to make sure you're not bringing an extra half ounce of shampoo on the fucking carry-on with you. I don't think they've actually really stopped anything from actually happening. I think it's a fucking joke. It's performative nonsense that inconveniences the people. But we have, Chuck Schumer and all the other fucking lefty retards out of D.C. that are coming out and saying this is all on Trump. It's all Trump's fault. It's all the Republicans' fault. The reason airline flight times are up is because TSA agents aren't getting paid. So they're not doing their jobs efficiently, and subsequently they're making wait times 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to get on planes and fly to where you're going. Now, I don't fly anywhere, so I actually don't really... This doesn't impact me at fucking all. So my perspective may not necessarily be as valid as some people would want. Because, again, I don't have to deal with it. I don't go anywhere. It's not that I wouldn't. It's just I don't. Particularly being poor keeps me from traveling. So, whatever. But, I still see the nonsense going on around there. And in particular, I noticed that, like I said, all these lefty retards, one thing I will give the left credit where it's due is they get their marching orders and they go into lockstep. The reality of the situation, the truth, none of it's relevant. They get told what to say and they all line up and spew the exact same fucking nonsense. Every last one of these fucking retards are blaming Trump for the impasse. They're trying to say it's Trump's fault that the Senate minority Democrats are holding the fucking country hostage. They're holding these people's paychecks hostage because they're not getting all the provisions they want. And since we have an utterly gutless, spineless, just wishy-washy, weak-minded, weak-willed fucking Republican Party, they're being allowed to get away with it. Instead of shit-canning the filibuster and saying all we need is a simple majority to pass these fucking laws or these bills or anything, they won't do it. So the zombie filibuster continues to march on. The libs are still fucking blaming everything they can come up with on, again, everything's Orange Man's bad, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. Even when he's doing the things they want, they still Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Oh, well, he's doing what we think he should be doing, but we can't. But why he's doing it is bad. I mean, it's a fucking cult. I mean, they tolerate no dissent. They do not. They like I said, they march in lockstep for better for worse. At least they're all unified. They may be all spouting the same fucking disproven bullshit, but they're all spouting it, and their general backbone of their core is retards. Their core is a bunch of fundamentally stupid, lazy, entitled motherfuckers that will slap this shit up without thought, question, or critical thinking because it's what they want to hear. It validates their ideas. It validates their purposes. It validates their fucking belief structure. It makes them feel like their self-inflated egos are actually valid because they think they're the good guys. And then, it's because they're just willing to jump behind all this utterly horseshit propaganda. And I'm saying that as somebody who's not real fond of a lot of things the administration has been doing lately. My life is not getting any fucking better based on the activities coming out of D.C. But, you can only lay so much of that on the Cheeto-dusted one because at the end of the day, the president doesn't have this, all-seeing, all-encompassing fucking authority that everyone treats the fucking job like it does. And that's like deliberate ignorance on the part of the modern educational system in this country where it's churning out fucking retards to support this bullshit. Then you've got all these people who literally bring nothing to the fucking table that are told they're worth something just inherently for existing, going around being easily manipulated because they are going to support the people who validate their fucking delusion that they are automatically worth something, even though when there's all evidence to the contrary that they are utterly fucking useless and worthless. And it's frustrating to me. Maybe that's one of the reasons I'm unplugging from everything lately, just because I can't stand this dumb shit anymore. But, I could be wrong too. But yeah, that's realistically, that's kind of where I'm at in terms of how I feel about this particular issue. I see the posts, I see the claims, I see all the bullshit. The retards sitting here saying, "Oh well, now Donald Trump has put ICE in all these airports because it's a plan. He's putting ICE there because he's refusing to fund the TSA, so he can put his personal Gestapo in there to terrorize some people." Well, here's the thing about this. It's part of that retarded fear-mongering horse shit that I really can't stand, and it saddens me that so many people in this country just fall for it hook, line, and fucking sinker. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're a law-abiding U.S. citizen, you shouldn't be terrorized by the sight of an ICE agent fucking anywhere. Because their purview is dealing with immigration enforcement. Immigration, customs, yada, 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 all that good shit. Everything ICE stands for. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you have no reason to be terrorized other than the fact that you're a fucking retard taking your cues from a bunch of people who stand to gain the greatest amount in their lives by convincing you to be fucking afraid. It makes you easily manipulated, and it makes you fucking stupid. Because you're intellectually dishonest. If you believe ICE is a threat to you and you were born and raised in the United States, you're a fucking retard. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only way you have a valid reason to be concerned that they're going to be a threat to you is if you go out with the intention of interfering with them fulfilling their duties. That's it. If you don't walk around acting like an entitled cunt and you just, can prove that you are actually who you say you are, you've got nothing to be afraid of. And anybody who tells you something different is trying to get an emotional response out of you that will allow you to be manipulated into performing the behaviors that best suit them. Not you, them. And now, if you're listening to the show, you probably aren't one of the people that needs to fucking hear that simple fact. I tend to think my audience is a little smarter and a little better than your average fucking mouth breather out there, but I still feel like I need to reiterate that. If you allow pointless, stupid fear-mongering to steer and guide your actions, and you believe you're acting righteously, but you're literally acting against your own best interests, you're a fucking retard. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's just the truth. I mean, this destructive, suicidal empathy that seems to be a popular token in Western cultures, especially amongst people who've never actually had to deal with any kind of real problems in their lives. I'm looking at you vocal liberal white bitches that are out there fucking rending your garments on behalf of these poor befucked immigrants that will gladly rape and murder you for their own pleasure and endearment. But we shouldn't talk about that because that's not fair to the poor fucked upon assholes, and we don't know their struggles and blah blah blah. So at the end of the day, I really don't feel anything. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I have no empathy for these people. I have no sympathy. I feel no camaraderie towards these people. I mean, yeah, we live geographically in the same area, but we couldn't be any farther fucking apart in beliefs or values or logic or reasoning or any of that shit. It's just it's fucking stupid. I don't know how to address it really. It's at the end of the day, it's just I've thought about it. I've rolled it around in my head, but there are just so many things that keep me from being able to understand the thought process here, where these people who are bitching and moaning that, you know, everything that Donald's doing is bad and wrong and it just unfathomably just evil because he wants to prioritize citizens of this country. And he's said that he won't sign anything until he gets the SAVE Act on his desk, which these fucking retards are still out there hollering about that it's, you know, it's racist, it's voter suppression, none of which is true. And the fact that none of that's true is completely irrelevant to the fucking, you know, asswipe cult members who want to say, oh no, Orange Man bad, he's treating us bad, this is not fair, this is not good. It's, realistically, it's extremely frustrating to me. I don't know how else to put it. It's when you are willing to just lean so hard into such easily disproven bullshit, when you are so willfully ignorant as to the actual functioning of what is supposed to be a government for, of, and by the people, but is definitely fucking not. I don't understand the indignation. I don't understand where these people get off trying to act like they're better than fucking anybody with this horse shit. I mean, it's some of the most non-contributory, worthless pieces of shit I've ever come across. Walking around trying to lecture, trying to look down their noses at people for their obviously moral superior things that will be the destruction of the country that allows them to have this fucking mentality in the first place. These shitheads who seem to think by importing the third world, they're somehow better than you because they're terrorized, they're fragile, they're easily fucking spooked by the idea of ICE members at the airport. Oh my God. They're arresting people at the airport. Yeah, you know, the only people ICE is legally authorized to arrest are illegals, right? So if they're there simply to intimidate and harass citizens, it doesn't really work that well. And then if you stop and look at the things that have this whole situation created, the holdup, the fucking things that every liberal twat out there, when they're getting their marching orders and their talking points, they never once actually address what's going on. It's all inflammatory horseshit to evoke an emotional response out of people. The fucking people are retarded, so they lean right into it. They're like, oh well, you know, this triggers me, and I feel bad because they said the magic words that make me think ouchie bad, and it's like if you look at Hakeem Jeffries or fucking Chuck Schumer or Dick Durbin, my own particular fucking piece of shit representative. And you know, Jamie Ratshit, the guy they trot out when the fucking lie has to be so big that nobody with an iota of self-respect will be able to spout it. And all the fucking morons, like Fang fucking Sewell and just all the talking heads out there, and they're all talking about, oh well, Donald Trump's going to do this and Donald Trump's going to do that. They never talk about why the bill's not getting passed. They say, well, our Republican Congress, we put forward this bill 7 times and our Republican colleagues refused to vote to pay the fucking TSA agents. They're not refusing to pay the agents. They're refusing to concede on points that go against the stance of what their side is doing. The fact that the Democrats consistently try and spin that fact into a, like, oh, they're the bad guys because they don't want to pay anybody. They want these TSA workers to work for free. They don't want to give us our concessions, so we'll vote to pass their shitty bills. And everything, it's like I don't understand the mentality of letting the minority power control the fucking outcomes the way they do. I don't understand why the right is so weak on their fucking messaging that this shit works. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to explain to dumb motherfuckers. Look, dumb motherfuckers, we know you don't like this because it hurts your little feels, but here's the facts of the matter. Your side is refusing to come to the table. They are standing resolute in their refusal to cooperate. They are unified in their refusal to cooperate. It's not us refusing to pay these people. It's them refusing to give a fucking inch. And they're trying to hold the country hostage. And since we're weak, they're allowed to do it. Now, granted, the Republicans will never admit they're weak. It's much easier to cry victim and bitch and point and blame the left than to actually fucking take the initiative and do something. Because the status quo serves pretty much all these people very fucking well. They don't have to actually accomplish jack shit. They get to kick back, live on the fucking government tit for their entire fucking existence. They're worthless geriatric fucks for the most part. They should have all been aged out years ago. I mean, it shouldn't be a situation where these assholes get elected and then die in office, unless it's due to like a bar fight or somebody fucking calling them out to the field of honor. That's the only way a representative should be dying in fucking office. They shouldn't be there and dying from natural causes 2 days after they fucking voted on something. It's fucking retarded. And so, like I said, I mean, the more conspiratorial beliefs I hold are that this shit is completely deliberate. They don't want to actually pass the SAVE Act, even though it's overwhelmingly popular with the American people. They don't want to change the status quo. They don't want disruptors coming in and shaking shit up. They want to continue just going along to get along so they can get fat and we can get dead. That's realistically how I feel. They're fucking treating the entire goddamn situation. It's a joke. It's pathetic. I can't stand the fact that we live in a country where this shit is allowed to fucking continue. It's infuriating in so many fucking ways. And I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm world weary. It's so frustrated with these fucking people. Part of me just wants to pack up everything I own, move off into a shed in the middle of fucking nowhere and set up fucking perimeters. And if you cross the perimeter, you get turned into fucking pink mist. But that's not realistic. We all know that's not going to happen. Because there's nothing in this world likes more than refusing to leave a motherfucker alone who just wants to be left alone. And yeah, it's rough. So we have these fucking leftist assholes that are marching in utter lockstep, spewing fucking lies about how all these long wait times at the airports are fucking Orange Man Bad's fault because he refuses to give them what they fucking want. And you have the juvenile, childish shitheads who march to that fucking drum, who all can hear that and nod their fucking empty little heads and go, you know what, you're right, because that's how I act when I don't get what I want. When my mom and dad used to tell me no, I would hold my breath until I turned purple and then fall down, and then I would get what I want. So that's how you're supposed to deal with people, because they are not fucking grown-ups. They're not adults. They're old, fat children. They make me fucking sick. It's weak-minded horse shit. I realistically would love to just start lining these motherfuckers up and have a giant fucking silicone dildo, and I ask them common sense questions and slapping them every time they get the answer wrong until they fucking start using their fucking heads. But it'll never work. I mean, I could never be a cult deprogrammer. I don't have the fucking patience for it. But that's kind of what we have. We have these fucking grown-ass children who are fucking stupid, who are fucking juvenile. They consider when their side does it fighting for justice, but if they receive equal or equivalent treatment, they would lose their goddamn minds, because that's how you treat other bad people. That's not how people treat you, because you're the special little fucking snowflake in the world. You're the unique good one. You're the only good person left on the planet, and everybody else should be accommodating you, because that's the way the world works, and that's what's fair, and that's what's just, and that's what's right. Never mind, all the facts of the world to the contrary, and the real world waiting to slap you in your fucking pee-pee for being a stupid, retarded piece of shit. But those are the bad people. So again, you can't explain away this shit, because to them, that's how you're supposed to behave. That's how you're supposed to act, because none of them were ever fucking told no as children, and they grew up to be these fucking sacks of shit that are worthless and fucking fractured and entitled, and empowering this bullshit amongst the people that are sitting there going, well, hey, they're fucking retarded. Let's use that to our advantage. It's infuriating to me. I just want to be left alone. I just want to get along. I just want to live my life. I want to be able to, pay my bills, take care of my family. I hate the fact that these stupid motherfuckers are going to try and take that simple little thing away from me. I don't need a ton of things to be happy in life. I just need the basics. I just need to be content. And I've got these fucking retards out there that don't want me to have that because that involves them not getting their fucking way. I mean, I don't know. The more I think about it, everything I say comes back to this whole thing of just, you don't have a right to force your shit on somebody else. Do whatever you want with your fucking life, but don't expect anybody else to fucking go along with you. Particularly not if it's stupid and self-destructive. And the fact that there's so many of these easily manipulated mouth-breathing sacks of fuck out there just irritates the shit out of me. It makes me want to hurt somebody in a very real way. Not that I'm going to do that. I'm not the kind of person that just goes out and starts tearing shit up. But in the case of having a very active fantasy life, that's why I escaped to the world of video games, so I can go out and cause chaos and do destruction without actually hurting anybody. Yeah, that's actually, like I said, I didn't start out with saying that this is going to be a short episode this week, because every time I say that, it turns into an hour and a half. But this is probably going to be kind of a short episode this week, because like I said, there's a lot going on. I don't really have a lot of I haven't been paying attention. Like I said, I've been very busy. We've been dealing with other shit. The weather's getting nicer. I've been working on my little side hustle stuff to try and keep going, getting, back into the realm of having the money to do the things I want to do and blah, blah, blah. So, I guess I'll take a minute, open up to the chat, see if there's anything you guys want me to talk about. I'll play another promo out of the 3 I have. Seriously, podcast people, get me promos. I have, Lorenzo and the Boomer Bunker and the Weathered Report, and that's it. I need more promos. You fuckers need to get them to me. So I'm going to play a promo for Misanthrope Radio while you guys take a minute to say something in the chat for me to talk about. Otherwise, I guess we'll go to the recipe, which I forgot my damn recipe book in the other room, so we'll go off the cuff.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo. I host a podcast. It's called Misanthrope Radio. Look for Misanthrope Radio wherever you get your podcasts, and you will probably hear something like this. Don't fucking call me a dirty Jew. All it's gonna cost you is your fucking panties. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate Corky.
Well, then I held her head underwater, and we took turns kicking her in the tits.
Julian intently fisting that tiger's ass.
Discipline your fucking kid! Stop fucking turning out of the fucking society!
Yeah, bitch, you crying, bitch. Dude, bitch, soft-ass bitch.
Die! Die by the dead!
Oh, Sonny, you're so nice to help an old lady. Oh!
Misanthrope Radio. MISANTHROPE. Radio, you illiterate fuck.
All right, so that was the episode the promo for Misanthrope Radio. So it's a great show. If you're not listening to it, you're missing out. It's entertaining as hell. And during that interim, I did not see anything in the comments. I don't know if that's Restream not showing me or if just nobody's talking. Maybe I'm just talking to myself at this point. Maybe I'm yelling into the void for a change. Okay, now something pops up in the chat. Holy shit. A professional cornhole player with no arms or legs was arrested for shooting someone. There's something I wouldn't probably expect more from Lisa, to be honest. That was from Steve. Pointed that out. Well, fuck me sideways. That's outlandish. How? Now that I'm thinking about it, no arms, no legs. How the fuck do you shoot somebody? I mean, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. I guess I've heard of people like, getting shot by their dog. I suppose getting shot by a fucking nugget isn't that outlandish. Oh, here's a good one. We'll do loaded baked potato salad. So for this loaded baked potato salad, we are going to need 5 cups of diced potatoes. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get either like a red or a Yukon Gold potato. You're going to boil it for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's fork tender. Then you're going to take it out, you're going to drain it, you're going to let it cool, and then you're going to dice them up into potatoes. It's 5 cups is about 2.5 pounds, give or take. You're going to take 2 bunches of green onions, 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2. That's by weight. That probably won't make any sense to you guys. We'll convert that to about a 3/4 of a cup of diced bacon, cooked diced bacon, bacon bits, bacon crumbles, however you want to look at it, leftover bacon, if that's a thing in your house, you're going to crumble up. And you're going to take that, you're going to fold it into the mayonnaise, the sour cream, the garlic, salt, pepper, paprika, and you're going to slice your onions on a 45-degree angle, which is known as slicing it on a bias. You're going to combine the onions, the potatoes, the shredded cheddar, and then your dressing that you made with the mayo, sour cream, garlic, salt, pepper, paprika, and bacon. And you're going to fold that all together. You're going to chill for at least 2 hours so it's nice and cold. You're going to serve it. It goes lovely with a hamburger or potatoes or with a pulled pork or anything else like that. Very simple, very basic, very tasty. If you're feeling froggy, you can add about a tablespoon of yellow mustard in there. You want to give it a little more tang. But I generally don't do the mustard on this one because it's just not the flavor profile I'm looking for. So, yeah, that's going to be the recipe for today. Like I said, it's a short episode. I really didn't have anything loaded for this one. I usually don't have too much loaded, but at least I usually have some idea of what I'm going to talk about when the episode starts. And just with everything else that's been going on, it's a case of yeah, that's where we're at. Just got a little notification pop up here on my screen. Breaking news: Senate did confirm Markwayne Mullin to be the DHS secretary, replacing Kristi Noem. So there's something, I guess, worth mentioning. I'm not sure how I feel about Markwayne. I do like the fact that somebody was talking shit about him online and was subsequently in front of a committee meeting, and the guy he said, basically, hey, we're both adults here. You're talking a lot of shit. You want to fight? And the guy was like, well, stand up. And he did. And then Bernie Sanders started berating him and telling him to sit down. This is a committee. Be a professional, blah, blah, blah. Because Bernie's a fucking craven coward who is just such an utter piece of shit. And I hate Bernie. I hate the fact that I used to support Bernie Sanders when I was young and stupid because I thought he might not actually be a piece of shit. But no, he's a commie piece of shit. I mean, I did see through it fairly quickly, but there was a point where I was like, yeah, I could get behind this guy, but oh no, he's a Luddite, he's a fucking grifting con man piece of shit. I hate Bernie Sanders. I don't know how we got on that particular. Oh yeah, no, because Markwayne Mullin got covered. So yeah, Markwayne Mullin confirmed as the new next DHS secretary. Kristi Noem will be moving on to her other position after all the debacles in Minnesota and all the leftist provoked bullshit that made her job more difficult than it should have had to be. Because leftist retards are going to be leftist retards. So, having said that, we're going to do one last call for anybody to say anything in the comments, and then I'm going to put a pin in it because I don't really have anything else to go off about at the moment. It's like I said, as opposed to the usual, hey, it's going to be a short episode, let me talk for another 2 hours. This looks like it's actually going to be a short episode, probably because I didn't say it's going to be a short episode. All right, so since there are no chats, no comments, no nothing, I'm going to put a pin in it now and say for now, that's what I had to say.